welcome back. This is my second video I'm doing for the day, so I just figured let's just do them, okay? Today I'm going to tell you about my empties. I have this little bin here that I put my empties in, and I usually go through and decide whether or not I'm going to repurchase. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and I'll let you know how I've liked each product, if I recommend it, and if I will be repurchasing. So let's go ahead and start with definitely recommending this. This is the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm, and this one is in the Universal. You can see that I cleaned this thing out. So I have officially gone through one of the Universal and one of the shade 9. Now the Universal one I use as a primer. I actually use that as a primer for today, and foundation goes over it so nicely, so seamlessly. This has been like the best product ever. I think it's been a year since it's come out and it's just amazing. I already have a backup of the Universal and a backup of my shade. Get you this, okay? Get you this. Also get you her Flesh the Cheek Balm. Just, you will not regret it. You might regret it if you have dry skin. You might. So caution, but otherwise this stuff is amazing. I mean, definitely repurchase. Already repurchased. This is the Tree Hut Lavender Whipped Shea Body Butter, and I really like the smell of lavender. It's very calming. I really enjoyed this. I think it's supposed to be like a dupe of the Sol de Janeiro stuff. I do find that this, oh, it smells so good. Ooh, ooh, yes. Ooh, that smells so good, girl. I be out here smelling good. This is, I think, supposed to be like a dupe or kind of like an instead of for the Sol de Janeiro creams. This, I feel like, gives more moisture than the Sol de Janeiro. The Sol de Janeiro, I feel like the scents are so yummy, but I don't feel like I get much moisture from the product. They are also rather expensive, and this is a much more affordable version. I already have other scents of this, so I'm not going to repurchase this just yet, but when I'm done with all of the other ones that I have, definitely going to be repurchasing this from Tree Hut. I also have some of their other products, I have their shaving oil and after shaving oil. So if you do shave anywhere on your body or whatever, you don't have to let me know, but I shave particular parts, like my legs, y'all. And those products I feel like are really good too. So every product that I've tried from Tree Hut, I have really enjoyed. So I would definitely recommend the brand. I think you can get them at Ulta, but I think you can also get them at Target. So definitely gonna repurchase. Now I finished 2 of the Clinique Take the Day Off makeup remover. I got these on sale a while ago, and I have been really wanting to try this for a while. I do like using a balm to take off my makeup before I go in with my cleanser, and I had just heard so many good things about this one, and I saw that they were on sale, so I was like, I'm gonna get 2. Now, I do like this, but I'm kind of wondering if it was making me break out a little bit. I would notice just little breakouts, and I'm not sure, but nothing else had changed in terms of my cleansers and things like that. So because those stay pretty consistent, I can always tell when something doesn't agree with my skin as much. And for some reason, I don't think these agreed with my skin as much. Now, there are a lot of other balms, and I've tried quite a few of them. I think I tried the, is it an e.l.f. one? I also tried the Good Molecules one. I tried Derma Blend. Is that what it's called? No, Derma E. They have a balm as well, and Pharmacy. Now, I think I'm pretty much liking the pharmacy one the best out of all of those, but I'm going to keep using it and see what I think. I'm just a little cautious about these now, so let me know your experience, but for right now, I'm not going to repurchase the Clinique Take the Day Off. Now, something I have already repurchased, and I usually have tons of backups, is the Wash Brush Cleaner from Anissa Beauty. I really do like their brushes a lot, like a lot. And so I wanted to try their brush cleaner. It also says that it's a face cleanser, but I have not used it on my face. I just use it on my brushes. I like that it has a pump, and you get a pretty good amount. You get 6.4 fluid ounces. I'm like fluoride. No, that's not it. There's no fluoride in this, girl. You get 6.4 fluid ounces in here. And so this is what I use to wash my brushes, my sponges, everything. It's really good for getting things like product out of your tools. So I would definitely recommend this. I already have repurchased it. I think I have one in the bathroom, and I think I already have a backup in my drawer. So definitely would repurchase and have already repurchased. Now, I have the Caffeine Energizing Hydrogel Eye Patches from Good Molecules. These are fine. I like them fine. I don't use a ton of eye patches. Maybe I should. But I don't know, like, when do you put them on? Like, do you put them on in the morning? Do you put them on at night? Whatever. But these are a good alternative to other eye patches that are more expensive. So if you do want to try out some, like, eye gel patches, then I think the Good Molecules ones are good. I don't know that they, like, firm, energize, or hydrate tired eyes. I did feel some hydration when I used it. I don't know if they firmed or energized my eyes at all. I use coffee for that. So that is probably not going to be one that I repurchase. Here is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is the one that they came out with like last year or the year before. I like it because it has this little like spatula thing you can use to put on rather than having to use your fingers. This is probably my favorite Laneige lip sleeping mask. I do have the other ones and I like those too, but this one I think is just really cute, very moisturizing and nourishing on the lips. I usually use this at night before I go to bed, just kind of put a little bit on, and I do find that it lasts throughout the night and my lips are like juicy when I wake up, so they're not dried out. So I do like this. I will be repurchasing as soon as I'm done with the other lip sleeping masks that I have. I have quite a few. So there is that. Definitely a repurchase. Here is the Dior Backstage Universal Foundation Primer, or they say face and body primer. I really like this. It's a good primer. I feel that it did like give me a matte sort of base, and I think I would repurchase this. I have some primers I'm going through, but this I think is one that I did enjoy, and if there's like a sale or something, it's definitely one that I would totally repurchase to go along with my foundation. I do use, or I did use it quite a bit with the Dior Backstage foundation, but I found that it went well with all of the foundations that I used. I will say that it is more of a matte finish. It's not going to give you a glowy look, so if you're more into the glowy kind of vibe, this isn't going to be one for you. But if you like a bit of matte, this is great. And this wasn't too drying of a matte. It was a soft matte for sure. So this is a repurchase at some point. And I think I probably showed this to you already, but this was the shade 9 in the Blurring Balm. Obviously gonna repurchase, already repurchased, but basically I have gone through the Universal and the shade 9. It's getting crazy over here. Okay. I have gone through 2 full brow pencils, Precisely My Brow from Benefit, and a mini. So you can basically say that this is my favorite brow pencil. I don't really purchase anything else from Benefit, but I love this brow pencil. I just really enjoy it. I have it in the shade, let's see, 5. Yeah, all of them are in shade 5. This is a pretty good shade for me. I like that there's a spoolie on the end, and then I like the thinness of the pencil. I don't know if you can see it at all because there's just like a drop of it left, but I like how thin it is. The one thing with the mini, this is usually what I'll throw in my work bag. It doesn't have a spoolie, so if that bothers you, that's kind of the difference between the mini and the regular size. You get a spoolie with the regular and you don't with the mini. But I always have backups of these. Whenever they're on sale, I grab a couple. And so these are definitely a repurchase for me. I want to say that these are similar to the NYX brow pencil, which is also similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. So I think they're all kind of in the same vein. What I will say though is that the NYX one is definitely more affordable. Okay. Oh, okay, so here is the Good Molecules Instant Cleansing Balm, and this was one that I used to take my makeup off. This one was fine. I didn't like the top, like I felt like I could never close it completely, and I also didn't like that there was no place to like store the spatula. You can see it, I have it at the bottom right there. So this was okay. I think I would not repurchase it only because of this thing. Like, it just really irritated me. If that doesn't bother you, then this, I think, is a good choice if you want to try a cleansing balm. And Good Molecules tends to be relatively affordable. You can get this at Ulta for sure. I think I've also gotten Good Molecules from Beautylish. Yeah. So I would say give it a try if this doesn't annoy you. It annoys me though. Okay, this is my Perricone MD Vitamin C Photo Brightening Moisturizer, Broad Spectrum 30. This is kind of my daily moisturizer and a little bit of sunscreen. I broke it by dropping it, but this is something I've been using for years and it doesn't irritate my skin and it's pretty good. It doesn't really leave a white cast on my deeper skin tone, and so this is something I'm going to continue purchasing until or if I find one that I like better. I get this on sale all the time because it is rather expensive if not. Usually they're on sale during the Ulta beauty thing, and so that's when I'll usually pick up one, and it kind of is perfect timing every time. Like if I'm running out, it's about time for the sale, and so I'm always able to keep this stocked. Now, this is the Biossance Squalene and Marine Algae Eye Cream. This was fine. I'm not going to repurchase it. I used it up, but like I didn't feel like it did anything. I have other eye creams. Actually, I have this one that I'm using right now. So I guess I did repurchase it. Oopsies. But it's an okay one. I don't know that I'll buy it again. It's fine. I did like the Belief eye cream, but that one has a scent that really kind of was a bit strong for me. And I actually like the It Cosmetics eye cream. I find it to be pretty hydrating. So this one is okay. If it's on sale, I might get it, but it's not a favorite. It's just like okay. So if you have any recommendations for a good eye cream, let me know and I might try it out. Okay, so here are two eyeliners. This one is the Natasha Denona Macro Blade Liquid Liner, and then this one is Colored Rain Just Wing It in the shade Maroon. I did not like this at all. I felt like it was dry. It didn't really do much for me. It didn't stay long. Like, here's the shade here. It just wasn't one that I enjoyed, so I definitely won't be repurchasing the liner. And I think it didn't really have a chance because I really love this Natasha Denona liner. Now, I was in love with this liner and trying to find one to kind of replace it. I wanted to give other liners a shot before going back and getting this one, but now the Danessa Myricks liner that just came out, child, that beats everything, okay? I will talk about that in my weekly roundup, but I thought this was my holy grail. I know people use that term all the time, but child, the Danessa Myricks one is the GOAT, greatest of all time. So that one definitely knocked this Natasha Denona one out of like the running for sure. If I didn't have the Danessa Myricks one, I would definitely repurchase the Natasha Denona, but I will say that the liquid liners from Sephora are also pretty good, but the top tier are the Danessa Myricks one and this Natasha Denona. So I did finish a foundation. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and this was in the shade New Caledonia. There's a little bit left in there, but I pretty much scraped as much as I could out. I did take off the top, and so I was able to get in there, but this is one that I am pretty done with. I liked it. I have one in another shade that I'm working on. This is definitely one that I would repurchase. I tend to like a matte foundation, but I do like this natural radiant one. I don't feel like it makes me look oily. It just does give a natural radiance. So this is definitely one that I will repurchase. So far, I have loved all of the NARS foundations that I've tried. Some of these things are just like old and time to get rid of. So one of them is the Milk Blur Stick. I just realized that I wasn't really using it, and I've had it for quite a while. I don't know that I would purchase it again because now I have my Danessa Myricks balm, and I didn't really always like the blur stick that much just because of the way that it is. Like, it's hard to get into the corners and stuff of your face, and I feel like I can do that with my blurring balm, so this is one that I'm just not gonna repurchase. Also, here is the Marc Jacobs Lash Primer. Can't really get Marc Jacobs beauty stuff anymore, but I didn't find that this really did anything for my lashes anyway, and it's time to let go of it. This is the Scott Barnes Scott Barnes Pumped Up mascara. I actually got this from Dion Loves Makeup. She sent me a little bundle of things. This was fine. I don't know that I would repurchase it just because I have other mascaras that I need to get through, and I have other mascaras that I like a little bit better, but this was a fine mascara if you want to give it a try. I will say, like, some of the drugstore mascaras like L'Oreal and L'Oreal are really good, and I think actually hold up pretty well to the more expensive Scott Barnes one. This is the Kapari Starry Eye Balm, and it's time to get rid of this one. I don't use it as much. One thing that I think I and a lot of people don't like is the texture of it. It has like little, I don't even know what to call it, but you have to like rub it out to then put under your eyes. I like this fine. I think I actually do have a backup. I've just had this one for quite a while, and it's time to get rid of it. I don't know that it really does anything too much, but sometimes I'll put it on before my concealer just to give a little bit of moisture to my eyes. Yeah, but it doesn't do too much. Yeah. Here is, oh, this is a Melt Cosmetics lip liquid lipstick in the shade Taupe. It is a green. I wanted to keep this, but I noticed that if I leave it laying on its side, it like leaks a little bit. It's a green, and I've actually used it for eyeliner and liked it, but since I don't really use it that much, it's time to let it go. Here is another Marc Jacobs product. Can't get it. It was a brow pencil. Didn't like it. I wouldn't repurchase even if it was available. And here is the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. I actually really did like this concealer. I like it better than the foundation. I know some people love that foundation, but I just didn't. I don't even know if I still have it. So this is one that I would repurchase on a sale. You know, she has a sale like every other day. So it might be one that I would repurchase. It's in the maybe category. It wasn't my favorite concealer, but it was a pretty good one. Here is a mini Milk Hydro Grip. I've just had this for so long, and my friend Kate sent me a larger one that I'm going to get to, and I figured I could go ahead and let go of this one. There's a bit left in there, but I just knew that I wasn't going to use it, and it's not a primer that I take with me to work or anything, so this is heading out the door. I do like this primer. I would stay away from the eye primer, the Hydro Grip eye primer. That stuff is trash, okay? But this is a solid, good, like true primer that I've used in the past, and I will definitely use up the one that my friend Kate sent me. This is my favorite moisturizer. It is the Murad Hydration Nutrient Charged Water Gel. I like it because it is a gel moisturizer. It's so cooling, and I've definitely gone through it. I go through a couple of these a year. I really like it in the summer especially. It's like a light hydration. The cooling part is sometimes like a jolt in the winter months just because it's like putting something cold on your face. But I've come to realize that I really like gel moisturizers, and I think gel moisturizers are a bit better for oily skin. This is one that I put on at night, and I just really love it. I think it is definitely my favorite nightly hydration. And last but certainly not least is my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Powder. I have finished that. I already have a backup. This is one of my favorite powders. I even have a mini that I take to work with me. This is a powder that I use to set everything. Sometimes I use to set my under eyes. Sometimes it is a little dry for that. This definitely is going to give you a matte finish. You can use with a powder puff or a brush and just sweep it all over your face. This is one I will continue to purchase until I find something else that I like better. But I would say this is like holy grail status. I love this powder so much. I like that it's a pressed powder, and yeah, I don't think there is a day that I go without using this powder. Now, I tend to use shade 3 or 4. I will say that I like 3 a little bit better. 4, sometimes, somehow the undertone, which is always my concern with Charlotte Tilbury, those undertones of her face products are a little off, and sometimes the 4 makes me look a little gray, but the 3 is actually perfect for a setting powder for me. So even if you have a deeper skin tone, don't be afraid to use the shade 3. Whew, yeah, that's it, y'all. That is it. That was a lot to go through, but you now know what I would repurchase and what I'm kicking out the door. Let me know how you felt about this if you do like to hear my opinion on some of these things. I know not everyone likes to talk about trash and talk about things that you would or wouldn't repurchase, but let me know what you think. I think that is it. I really hope that some of this was helpful, and I hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Please be sure to like the video and also to subscribe to the channel. Give me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Thank you so much for watching. So that's it. And I will see you next time.